Welcome to the Freelance Insider Podcast, the podcast where we take a close look under the hood of the freelance world. I'm your host, Al Calder, a freelance writer and audiobook narrator. I'm here to help you with your freelance journey. Whether you're just starting out or looking to ramp up your freelance game, you're in the right place. All right, welcome to another look under the hood of freelancing. Today, we're going to be tackling a topic I think is close to a lot of our hearts, rejection. It can hit hard, believe me, I know. I'll be sharing a ton of insights from my own experience as well as from sources all across the web, even YouTube videos. We'll really look at how you can take those rejections, whether you're just starting out as a freelancer or you've been doing it for a while, and use them as stepping stones towards growth. It's a universal experience. In the freelance world, I think everyone's felt this, so that's what we want to do today. Equip you with some practical strategies, maybe some mindset shifts. Mindset shifts to kind of survive those rejections and even use them to fuel your freelance success. You can't let a few rejections derail you, that's for sure. So I think the first thing we need to do is just kind of own rejection. Accept it as just part of the game. It is, especially in the freelance world. I think it's unavoidable, really. There are tons of other opportunities out there. You have to learn to move on quickly. Take, for example, the graphic design industry. It alone is worth over $45 billion. It's a huge pie, and you only need one small bite to be a success. And there's a lot of competition, so that means you're going to encounter rejections. It's just going to happen. But it doesn't mean anything about you, your talent, or your worth. It's just a matter of finding the right fit. And I think that's what's really important to understand. You know rejection is going to happen. But how can you handle that rejection in a way that actually empowers you, rather than getting discouraged? I think a big part of that is reframing how you see rejection and seeing it as more of a redirection rather than a failure. And one of the things that instantly comes to mind is mindset. Do you bounce back from a rejection like a boomerang, or do you let it kind of flatten you like an avalanche? I think that's a great visual. It really highlights the difference between letting it get you down and kind of rolling with it. So how do we cultivate that boomerang resilience? It's a great question. You have to proactively develop a winning mindset. Have a plan for handling the lows. What's your go-to for turning a down day around? Whether that's taking a walk in nature, calling up a supportive friend, or blasting your favorite song. Whatever it is that you need to do, have that in your arsenal. View every interaction as a potential win. Even if it doesn't lead immediately to a project or a client, you're still making a connection. Maybe you'll learn of another opportunity or just practice. So finding those silver linings. Let's talk about different types of rejection, because it's not all created equal. It's not one size fits all. You've got ghosting deferrals, lowballing, the whole, we've decided to go in a different direction, of course, the classic, which can be so frustrating because you don't know what that means. Like, what direction? What does that even mean? Sometimes a direct no is better than no response, because then you have closure, right? You can move on. You're not waiting. You're not wondering. You're not wasting your time. Also, it's important to follow up, even after rejection. So showing that persistence, reminding them of your value, maybe even opening the door for future collaborations. It's not about being pushy. It's about showing that professional, genuine interest. You're playing the long game a little bit. Now let's talk about taking this rejection and turning it into something positive. Have you heard of rejection therapy? It's a pretty radical idea. It's like intentionally putting yourself out there to get rejected intentionally, seeking it. And while I'm not necessarily suggesting that, it is true that the more you do it, the less power it has over you. You should analyze every rejection for those learning opportunities. So instead of wallowing in self-doubt, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Was there something I could have done differently in my pitch? Did I really understand the client's needs? All good questions to ask. And that kind of leads us to this concept of niching down, okay? Finding your ideal client and tailoring your services to meet their specific needs. So if we connect this to the big picture, niching down can actually help you avoid those rejections that come from mismatched expectations. Because you're putting yourself out there, right, as the person. You're the expert for that specific thing. That takes time and practice to hone that, but it's crucial for building that sustainable and fulfilling freelance career. So we've talked about rejection being part of the game, the importance of mindset, some strategies for turning those no's into yeses. But let's be real. Rejection still stings. It does. Even when we know it's not personal, I think it's important to acknowledge that emotional impact. So how do we manage those dips? One idea is to give yourself 48 hours to process those negative emotions. Feel the disappointment, feel the frustration, but then move on. Don't let it spiral. Don't let it fester. Learn how to put aside that inner critic that we all have, that voice that pipes up after every rejection. Start by turning that negative self-talk into constructive feedback. So instead of I messed up, it's what can I learn? How can I improve? And don't dismiss the importance of community, especially when dealing with rejection. Surround yourself with other freelancers who get it, who understand the ups and downs. Because freelancing can be isolating, and it's easy to get stuck in your own head. So having that community can really help. It's a game changer to have those people in your corner, it is. It really makes a difference to have those people who understand. Now, when it starts to feel personal, we've all been there, where you start to question, am I even good at this? Am I cut out for this? Maybe I should just go back to my old 9-to-5. Let's break down some of the different types of rejection emails you might receive. For example, positive response rejections. They like your proposal, but it's just not quite a fit at this time. So it's a rejection, but it's also saying your pitch resonated with their content strategy. You're on the right track, you are. It's more like just not this one. We like your style, but this topic's not a fit right now. So not a total loss, right? Just kind of a nudge to go in a different direction. Then there's the it's really not the right fit rejections, which can sometimes be an indication that you haven't quite honed in on their needs yet. You haven't done your research. Ouch, right? So that's an important reminder. Do your homework before you hit send on that pitch. Make sure you understand their target audience, what their brand voice is, their content goals, all of that. Go to their website or their blog and see if they even work with freelancers at all. Save yourself the heartache. And then there's the dreaded budget constraints rejection. That one's becoming increasingly common, unfortunately. It's really frustrating when you know what you're worth and they're offering something that's just not even close, not even in the ballpark. In these cases, you may want to consider staying in touch and checking back periodically because budgets can change. So it's not a hard no, it's a not right now. It's about building those relationships and knowing that timing is a big factor with freelance. I'm a big advocate for following up, which we've talked about before. But again, it's just that persistence and showing them that you're serious about working with them. Always handle those rejections with grace, no matter how much it stings, because it's probably not personal. There's a lot of other factors, a million other factors that have nothing to do with you or your work. And this comes back to that mindset. It's choosing to see that rejection as an opportunity for growth rather than a personal attack. I know, easier said than done. But the more you practice, the easier it gets. And remember, handling rejection is what separates the people who are truly passionate about their work from those who are just meh. It's about that grit and determination to keep going, even when it feels like the universe is against you. So we've talked about the emotional impact, mindset, some strategies. What happens when you get rejected and you start to feel like maybe this isn't for me? The self-doubt spiral. It can be so easy to fall into that trap. First of all, just acknowledge these feelings and accept that rejection is a natural part of the journey. It's not personal, even though it may feel like it. So normalize it. It's not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're out there. You're putting yourself out there, taking risks. You're trying to build something. You are. Rejection can actually be a powerful motivator. Use it as a fuel to improve your skills and hone your craft. So instead of thinking I'm not good enough, right? It's okay. What can I learn from this experience to make myself even better? So you're channeling that frustration, turning it into something constructive. It's also important to step back and analyze why you were rejected. Was it the price? Was it the portfolio? The way you presented yourself? really get specific so you can make those improvements. And sometimes it might not even be about you at all, right? It could just be that they had another person they chose, someone with a slightly different skill set or more experience in a particular niche. There's a million factors, so many factors. Remember, no matter what, make sure that you're setting the right price. Don't overrate or underrate. Know your value, okay? Find that sweet spot where you're confident in your work and your pricing reflects the quality of your work. Know your value. And don't forget to educate your clients about your specialty because sometimes they just may not understand. They don't get it. They don't understand the scope of what you do or the value you bring. So help them understand. How do you handle these conversations? Instead of getting defensive or taking it personally, try asking solution-focused questions. For example, if I can address this specific concern, would you be open to working with me? So you're collaborating to find a solution that works for both parties. And just remember, it's important to keep on hunting. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your income streams. Have that pipeline of clients so that one rejection doesn't feel like the end of the world. It's about building that robust business that can weather those storms. And by having a community of support, it's like having a team of cheerleaders, therapists, and mentors all rolled into one. They can offer you perspective, encouragement, and a sounding board for those moments when you just want to give up, when it feels overwhelming. Freelancing can be so isolating. It's so easy to get stuck in your own head, and so having that community can really help you stay grounded and remind you you're not alone in this. Even those people who appear to be successful, they've all faced these setbacks. They've all been there. Freelance is a numbers game. It is. It's about consistency, persistence, and constantly refining your approach. Always try to focus on your ideal client profile. This is a core principle in modern marketing strategy. So you're tailoring your services, tailoring your message to really resonate with those people, with that audience. And actually, that can reduce the number of rejections that you get because you're attracting the right clients. You're not just taking anything that comes your way. You're more tuned in. Speaking of being tuned in, let's turn our attention to personal branding. It's all about standing out in that crowded marketplace, showcasing your skills, your expertise, your unique personality. So clients can really see why you're the right fit, why you're the one for them. You have to have that consistent online presence, whether it's your website, your blog, or your social media. Having a platform where you can showcase your thoughts, connect with people, and connect with those potential clients. Establish yourself as an authority in your field. And these platforms are great for networking too, right? Building those relationships is key. With other freelancers, with industry professionals, with potential clients, because those connections can open doors and lead to unexpected collaboration. Referral opportunities you never even knew existed. It's about being open to those possibilities. So we've covered a lot of ground. We talked about the emotional roller coaster of rejection, mindset shifts, practical strategies, building a sustainable business. And I think through it all, there's one underlying message. The message is that rejection, it's not the end. It's just a redirection, that's it. It's about learning, growing, evolving as a freelancer. So you can attract those right clients and build a career that is fulfilling and financially rewarding. You have the power to redefine what a no means. Before we wrap up, I want to highlight one more really important point. That's the importance of having a clear sales pipeline. This is so critical for running a successful business. It's having a system in place for attracting those leads, converting them into clients, and delivering that service. It helps to be organized. Have document templates for proposals, contracts, and invoices. It's a major time saver when you're juggling all those projects. You also need to maintain control over your time. That's so important. Remember to set those clear boundaries with clients so that you can avoid conflict and misunderstandings. Be super clear about your availability, your rates, your scope of work from the very first interaction. That way, you're setting yourself up for success right from the get-go, from the beginning. Don't start any creative work before the contract is signed. This protects both you and the client. It ensures that everyone's on the same page before any work begins. It's all about maintaining that professionalism. remembering that even a no can be an opportunity to build a connection that could lead to something down the road. Because you never know when things might change, when their needs might change, or when a new opportunity might come up. So it's about playing the long game and nurturing those relationships. It's like they say your network is your network. It's so true, especially in the freelance world. And building those connections, it takes time and effort, but it really is one of the best investments you can make in your career. So now let's talk about having that long-term vision. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, it is. The grind, of pitching, landing clients, meeting deadlines. But we got to keep that bigger picture in mind. And this is, again, it's where mindset comes in. So instead of focusing on that huge end goal, which can feel really overwhelming, sometimes break it down into smaller, more achievable steps. So these become like mini victories along the way. And that can keep you motivated, especially when you get those rejections. It can be so easy to lose that enthusiasm, just to want to give up. It's like climbing a mountain. You need those base camps along the way to celebrate those wins and keep you moving forward. So when we shift our thinking that way, rejection almost becomes less personal. It becomes data. It's like, okay, I need to adjust my approach, maybe tweak my niche, try a different strategy. It's your freelance GPS recalculating the route when you hit a detour. Speaking of paths, it takes time to build that expertise. Remember, you're running a marathon, not a sprint. Those rejections are all part of that. They are. They're part of the journey. They're pushing us closer to the yeses that matter. That really matters, and I think it's important to remember. Every freelancer, every single one, even the ones who are at the top of their game, killing it, they've all faced rejection. I've been there. It's what you do with those no's that really matters. Once again, I can't stress how important it is to have that community, especially when you're first starting out. You can feel very isolated as a freelancer, but surrounding yourself with other writers, creatives, people who get it can make all the difference. It really can. It's like having your own little freelance support group. It's where you can celebrate the wins, commiserate over the rejections, those tough ones, and remind yourself that you're not alone. And sometimes just hearing someone else's story, hearing that they've gone through those same challenges and come out stronger, that can be enough to re-energize you, to keep you going. And at the end of the day, you get to define what success looks like. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It's not always about the money or the number of clients or, whatever metric people are using. It's about creating a career that feels right to you, that aligns with your values, that allows you to do the work that you're passionate about. And so as we wrap up this look under the hood of how to handle rejection as a freelancer, I want to leave you with this. Know that rejection is something every freelancer faces. But how will you redefine what a no means for your business? How will you turn those setbacks into opportunities for growth, for learning, for creating a freelance career that is not just successful, but truly fulfilling? As you navigate the world of freelancing, always remember that rejection is part of the process, but it doesn't have to define you. Absolutely not. It's a stepping stone for creating a freelance career that's uniquely yours. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the wins, and never stop learning and growing. The freelance world is waiting for you. That's a wrap on this look under the hood of rejection and freelancing. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the knowledge that fuels your passion. Thanks for tuning in to the Freelance Insider Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. It helps more freelancers like you find the show. Got questions or topics you want covered? Reach out to me at remoteofficeworld.com. You can also find the link in the show description. Until next time, keep on freelancing your way to freedom.